And I hope you're enjoying these. We're a bit more light-hearted today, and the umpiring one that you may have seen recently, the person who asked me to do that could have asked me to do this one if he'd have thought about it, but I've thought about it first. So I'll beat you to that one, Steve. So this one is on the cricket tees. Now, with the advent of the pandemic, the notion of cricket tees has been shelved, to be fair. And it's just not appropriate at the moment. It's not applicable. You can't do it. Um, but in fairness, they've been discussed for a while um, for two reasons: the cost of them, and also the resources to make them. Because in a lot of clubs, it's a few people doing the things, and it's all the same people doing the same things. There's no scope for anyone else doing them, and it's just a bit of a pain. And is it needed? So let's have a quick talk about that. Again, quite a long one, few things to cover. Um, what we mustn't forget is that it's very much a tradition. It's reciprocal. And for those of you that don't do big words, it's a Sunday after all. It just means everyone does the same for everyone else. Obviously, there's variation in quality. My club does a decent tee. It's quite nice. They don't push the boat out that much. Other clubs in country areas, you get fantastic, massive sponge cake slices from the local cake shop and huge big doorstop sandwiches, and it's just nice. Not so great if you field in second, but it's just nice. You have also got to think of, they get forgotten, but the scorers and the umpires have got to be fed. They're doing a job there. The scorer's sitting there. He might be a young lad, 12 or 13. He's got a drink, but he wants a sandwich for his tea. His parents would go nuts if he wasn't eating his tea. And he was out all day Saturday. Then the umpires are standing out there, often in the heat, or sometimes even in the extreme cold. It is the north of England after all. And they need a bit of something to eat and drink. So it's the umpires and the scorers. Now, on costs, and when I say costs, I just mean buying the stuff, the ingredients. Uh, you can get a bit lazy and go to the supermarket and just buy sandwich spreads. I don't like that. If you're going to have egg mayonnaise, something like that, at least boil your eggs and do it yourself. Don't just buy the things off the shelf. So there is a bit of planning to go. Now, when you're looking at 22 players, a couple of umpires, and a couple of scorers, then a bit extra just in case. You can do it for anywhere between £30 and £40. I think my club loves to spend about £35, and that covers everything because you've got to shop carefully using the different supermarkets like you would at home. It's just home shopping, really. Now, preparation, you're looking at 2 hours. Once you've got all the stuff, 2 hours to make it, because basically you're doing a finger buffet for 30 people. It's going to take you 2 hours. So someone's going to have to do that. And then afterwards, when you finish, there's all the clearing away, because as kind-hearted and as good as people are, there's always going to be some who don't take the dirty pots away or whatever, or the paper plates. Don't throw them away properly. Don't dispose of them. So there's some clearing up to do, and you usually find it's the same person who's doing it every week. The preparation, because there's a need for consistency, because players like the same things. The creatures of habit. They like, some lads will like the ham sandwiches, and I want a cheese one, but I don't want any mayonnaise or anything. I don't. So they get used to one thing. So it's normally the same person or two people that do it every week. It's nice to get a rota, but what we should avoid is players taking a turn each week, the quality being variable. And oh, bloody hell, Mark, you made egg last time you did them. Can you not make something else? That kind of thing. Um, when you're doing your shopping, it's very good to get some sort of arrangement with a local supermarket if you can, for discounts or even some sponsorship. They might say for the extra custom that you provide, and if you agree to send the players there, they might give you a £20 voucher every couple of weeks to do your shopping. One thing's for certain: if you don't ask, you're not going to get it. Um, and that way you're advertising to people that we do all our shopping at whichever supermarket, Asda, Tesco, Aldi, Lidl, whichever one it is, Co-op, Spar, and name them all. Whichever one you do, you can tell people at your club that we get this stuff for the teams from there, and they may go and do the shopping there. It's a reciprocal arrangement. Um, So that's that covered. I would say that try and get a small group of people to do it. Keep a link with your captain who's playing on that day, whichever team is batting first, because teas are normally already halfway through. So if you start at 2 o'clock, it's going to be 4:30, 5:15. If you start at 1, it's going to be 3:30, 4:45. Excuse me. And then, so keep an eye with the batting captain and ask him if he's planning to declare, especially if they've got a big score, because the last thing you want is a surprise sudden declaration, and then you've got 3 minutes to finish everything off, get it all out of the kitchen onto the tables, take all the cellophane or wrapping a cling film off it. That's not what you want. So you want to know if they're going to declare early. So if your team's batting and they're on 180 for 2 and there's 9 overs left, you need to be asking the captain, any thoughts about declaring? You know, I can keep a secret. Just tell me, give me a nod, because tea needs to be ready, kettle needs to be boiled and stuff like that. So that's another thing to think of. As a final thought, there's a brilliant book that I had a copy of years ago. It's a little thin hard cover book called Cream Cakes and Boundaries. I'll post a link to it on Amazon, and there's loads of really interesting old world recipes. I think there's a recipe from Richie Beno's club in Coogee, New South Wales, for things that the tea ladies used to make back in the day, to give you ideas of what to do if you're a tea lady watching this. Probably a bit unlikely. Probably mostly it's the lads watching it. But lots of little ideas and lots of little recipes. Nice book, great read. You can get it for £3 or £4 on Amazon, and I'll post a link to it below. Thanks for listening, guys.